4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. The Lakers are the champions.
Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good! 2 seconds left. The Lakers take the lead.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
To be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? No, I don't think so.
To disrupt Rondo, he puts it in. Here's Davis, 4-3 in the win. Oh, it's good! Anthony Davis has won it for the Lakers!
Organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect. And I want my damn respect too.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Let's Go Lakers podcast. I'm your host, Mike Andrade, and today we're going to be talking a little bit Lakers basketball, as usual. So it's the Let's Go Lakers podcast. But we're going to be doing it with the special guest. It's one of my best friends, John Murphy. John, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing good. Just to let everyone know, yes, I am the special guest today. A little bit about myself. I am a funeral director, a.k.a. the Grim Reaper. Kevin Durant might appreciate that. I've been a Laker fan since I was a true avid Laker fan. I want to say I was 13 years old. It was a 2004-2005 season when I first started watching. That's when Shaq departed, and we got Caron Butler, Lamar Odom, Brian Grant, Chucky Atkins was on the team.
So you didn't watch any of the three-peat era?
I watched a little bit because my dad was a huge Shaquille O'Neal fan.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah, so has my family. Just been, Lakers fans for generations, going back to the 80s, the 90s, and then the 2000s. That's when I started watching. It was really the 99-2000 season when I started watching basketball.
Oh, wow, you're lucky you got to watch the first three-peat.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, the Lakers pulled off a miracle last night in terms of opening night victories. The Lakers had not won a opening night matchup since 2016.
Has it really been since 2016?
It has.
When we talk about home openers, are we talking about...
season openers.
Okay, yes. I was thinking they should have won 2020, their home game, but yes.
Yeah, they did win their home games, but so last year they lost in Denver. 2 years ago they lost in Golden State. Before that they had lost another home season opener against Golden State, and the list goes on and on. They had lost those Clippers games.
They lost to the Clippers when Kawhi Leonard first came back. No, he came back, and they had this commercial saying that it was his city now.
Yeah, we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, it turned out real bad.
But yeah, the Lakers hadn't won a season opener since Barack Obama was in office. That's unheard of.
Really? It's been since Barack Obama? That's a different lifetime ago.
It definitely does feel like that. But the Lakers did get the victory last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I thought they looked good. The team looks really good. You could just tell that Anthony Davis and LeBron James are just the fact they had played together in the Olympics. The fact that they've been playing together for the last 5 years, it just seems like they just picked it up. Where they left off last season.
LeBron James, he did look a little bit of rusty out there. But Laker fans, it looks to me that he's finally handing over the reins to Anthony Davis. Reason I say that, Anthony Davis was getting more touches in the post. Anthony Davis did look more engaged, and he looks like he has more confidence out there while he's playing. Like, this is going to be his team, Laker Nation.
It definitely is. I don't think LeBron looked rusty. I think he was too caught up in all the gaga with him and Bronny being on the floor together. History, as they would say. But that's what they're caught up in. And rightfully so. It's a big moment. But I'm glad that it's over now. So LeBron can just focus on the season and not have that in the back of his head where he's thinking, okay, when are me and Bronny going to be on the floor?
Well, let me disrupt you right there. I think my hot take is LeBron started taking ill-advised shots. I think we were up by 15 to 19 points, somewhere in there. LeBron started taking ill-advised shots, and you can tell, but he was passing to Bronny. He was favoring Bronny so Bronny could get his first basket. Yes, you do say that it is going to be in the back of his head. It's over. They already made history. But what my gut tells me is every time that Braun and Bronny get into the game, it's going to cause a little bit of a disturbance because Braun is going to favor Bronny to score and get assists and get rebounds. I think it's going to throw the Laker team off a little bit, and they're going to lose a little bit of concentration because they were losing. You can kind of feel that they did lose a little bit of a momentum towards the game. And then the lead starts slipping, so that's why JJ Redick, by the way, I want to say he's probably going to be a really good head coach. Maybe Pat Riley feels. But that's why JJ pulled off Bronny right away.
Well, they got Bronny into the game literally just to have that moment, and they can just forget about it and move on. You know?
Right, yeah.
Not forget about it, but they can just have that moment instead of it weighing on them. When is Bronny and LeBron going to be on the court? They did smart by having LeBron and Bronny on the court. Who was it, the second quarter? They got it right out of the way. So now it's just the focus now is just on the season. Had they waited for maybe like a month or two for Bronny to get in the game, I think that thing would be weighing on them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think the media would be pressuring for that moment to happen, and I think it was a smart decision for JJ Redick to get that moment out of the way, and so now we can just focus on the season.
Well, we all knew that. We all knew that moment was going to come in the home opener when you see Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
They're taking photos. They were taking photos. Photos of LeBron and Bronny ready to play. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Karl Anthony Towns. I know he was watching the Wolves game yesterday, crying. But Julius Randle, let's move to him. Julius Randle does not look like he wants to be in Minnesota.
No, Julius Randle looked like he wanted to be anywhere else, but playing that game yesterday, he just looked lethargic. He looked uninterested. He didn't even look right in a Minnesota uniform.
His facial expressions gave everything.
Yeah.
He did not box out Austin Reeves, and Austin Reeves literally jumped over him to grab the rebound, crashing to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle just didn't look like he wanted to be there. He got kicked out of New York, and it's a reminder that he got kicked out of LA too.
Yeah. Former Laker, the team that drafted him, and to go back and to have to play that game in a Minnesota Timberwolves uniform, and you would think, that he might be, and he was professional, but there's certain people that you can just tell when they have that look on their face that they just do not give a fuck. And Julius Randle did not give a fuck last night.
No, he did not. Speaking about Julius Randle, what's that? I can't pronounce his name. DiVincenzo? How do you say his name?
Yeah, Steven DiVincenzo.
Yeah, he did not look like he really wanted to be there, too. He looked like he was missing New York.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I think there's an adjustment period for, and I think I botched his name, DiVincenzo. That Steven is not his first name, so I apologize. But there's an adjustment period for both Julius Randle and DiVincenzo to be acclimated on the Timberwolves. And last night, you did not see it, but I think they will adjust, especially given time. Hopefully, Julius Randle does start producing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, not just, maybe just not when he plays the Lakers.
No, I want to say right now, I'm going to call it right now, New York and the Minnesota Timberwolves, they both lost the trade. Karl Anthony Towns, he truly wanted to retire as a Timberwolf. Yes, he is in New York, but again, that's not his home team. Now he got traded. Julius Randle has been bouncing around the league. He was drafted by the Lakers. Then he went to the Pelicans. Then he went to New York. Now he's in Minnesota. And then you got to keep in mind too, Julius Randle's wife was a really big fan of being in New York. So,
well, you think about it. They got drafted in LA, so they spent how many years in LA? 2, 3.
Julius Randle was actually there. I think I want to say 3 years.
College, I think.
Yeah. 3 years. No, Julius Randle was in the Lakers for 3 years, but he got kicked out because we brought LeBron James in.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why. So when LeBron was a free agent, Julius Randle, he was a free agent as well. So the Lakers decided to opt and save their money for LeBron James.
No,
obviously.
No. It wasn't because they wanted to save money. Magic Johnson came out and said he didn't see Julius Randle fitting in with LeBron James. He wasn't.
I thought that was for D'Angelo Russell. That's why they traded him.
No, D'Angelo Russell. They traded him because they lost the locker room, because of that.
Oh, because
that
of
video,
the Nick
that
Young
big
situation.
video, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they went ahead
Yeah.
and traded. They traded him and Timothy Mozgov for Luol Deng.
What a horrible offseason that was.
Oh my gosh, it was a really tough time to be a Laker fan, Laker Nation.
That
Real tough
offseason,
time.
oh my God, when we signed Luol Deng and Timofey Mozgov. But yeah, going back to last night's game, let's talk about the Lakers' offense. Offense was not great last night.
It was fluid at times.
It was fluid at times. Hachimura started off the game lighting it up, and that's a really promising sign for Lakers fans and Lakers Nation. When you see Hachimura being aggressive to shoot the ball, that's what you want to see. There was a lot of times last season where Hachimura, he just looked like you. Speaking of the way Julius Randle looked last night, there was a lot of times maybe Hachimura just didn't have the facial expressions, but he seemed uninterested in producing throughout the season last year. And it took him, especially the first half of the season last year, Hachimura was nowhere to be found.
No.
The second half of the season, Hachimura produced. But it's a really good sign that we saw Hachimura be aggressive, trying to not only take threes, but drive to the basket, rebound. That's what you want to see from Hachimura because he could be a really big difference maker on this team.
Hachimura, he is going to be a difference maker. It seems like JJ Redick is really going to involve him. Hachimura doesn't look like he's interested in just being an average role player. He wants to be, I don't want to say he wants to be the face of the team, but he wants to be a very big part on why the Lakers are very successful. But he is looking more aggressive. He is grabbing more rebounds. I did see more of an intensity on defense.
Yeah.
He seemed like he really wanted to be in front of Julius Randle and be in front of Mr. X, New York Knick, DiVincenzo. But yeah, no, Hachimura looks really good. Also, what do you think about our first draft pick with Dalton Knecht?
Dalton Knecht. He's coming off that preseason game where he scored 35 points, and then the Lakers lost 20 points against the Phoenix Suns. He looked excellent, honestly. He made his first three of the game, and I'm not sure how many points did he have last night. Let's look it up. Dalton Knecht. He had 5 points.
He had one three-pointer. Yeah, he had one three-pointer and a really nice layup.
Yeah, so all things considered, for a rookie, the 17th pick of the draft, for it being his first game, 5 points, that doesn't seem much, but the way he can produce, you can just tell. You can tell when a player is going to be special. You can just tell right off the bat with Dalton Knecht. The presence he has on the court, he's already a threat on the court.
Yes.
Teams know that.
Yes, he is.
Teams know that. So having him on the court, regardless if he makes his shots right now, having his presence on the court is going to open things up for the rest of the guys. And it's a really, really, really big it's a Christmas gift that we got him.
Oh, yeah, a lot of general managers, they should be fired. After watching that preseason game, he went off for 35 points. Yes, it's a preseason game. Right. He was being guarded by third stringers. But when you have someone like Bol that's over 7 foot and has a way over 7 foot wingspan trying to block Dalton Knecht's shot, not just once, but at least 3 to 4 times, and he couldn't do it, and he actually made that shot, that should count for something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Dalton Knecht, just 5 points last night, but his presence on the court is definitely felt, and it's going to be a positive sign for him going forward. Honestly, he already should be a 6th or 7th man off the bench.
I don't want to say he's a 6th or 7th man. Right now, how Dalton Knecht is playing, I would say he's easily 8th, 9th man off the bench. You got to remember, when Jared Vanderbilt comes back,
that's very true.
He's going to be immediate 6th man off the bench just because of his defensive tenacity. But what I can say is Dalton Knecht has already made a name for himself so fast. Max Christie and Cam Reddish, they're going to lose all their minutes and their job to Dalton Knecht.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very, very apparent. Christie, was he -2 last night? How many points did he have? He only had 2 points?
Yeah, Max Christie only had 2 points, and that was actually just off of free throws. He missed his 3. He missed his 3 shots. He looked up. He didn't really look comfortable out there offensively. When he was taking the shot, he didn't seem like he had much confidence. And I noticed about Max Christie is every time he misses a shot, it looks like he really beats himself up, like he has some kind of psychological issue of he has to produce and he has to produce now. Well, now you got this 23-year-old in Dalton Connect coming in, and he's a rookie. Max Christie's been in the league for 2-3 years. I believe he hasn't been that impactful. That's why I can't remember. But now you got a rookie coming in, and he looks confident to shoot the hell out of the ball, and he's actually staying in front of defenders. Max Christie is a good defender, but now you got Dalton Connect that's at least an average defender, and he's an above-average shooter with an average offense. So I just say that Max Christie lost his job because of the preseason game and game 1 yesterday.
Right, absolutely. There is a lot of pressure for Max Christie to produce because we're looking at him and we're thinking, this guy, yes, he has the ability to defend. He has the ability to shoot the ball. But there is pressure for him to produce, in ways that we need him to. We need his shooting. We need his defense. And last night, he didn't show it. Now, I'm not going to write him off right away for the season, but...
Oh, yeah, I'm writing him off. It's over. It's over, Laker fans. Remember this. You heard it here first. Dalton Connect took Max Christie's job because of that preseason game and game number 1. I know I'm not an NBA scout, but I'm telling you, he does pass the eye test, and he's a better defender. Dalton Connect kind of reminds me of Lonzo Ball. Remember when Ball came into the league, everyone thought he was going to be magical on offense, but a below-average defender.
Lonzo Ball was actually pretty good on defense.
Right, and no one could predict that. So I'm calling it now. Dalton Connect, he's going to be a good three-point shooter. He's going to be able to create his shot. Obviously, he can already drive to the rim, and he's going to be an average defender. So I think he's going to take Christie's minutes away. And talk about JHS. He's not going to hit the rotation.
I don't even want to talk about him because he's not even.
Yeah.
And same thing with Maxwell Lewis, and we'll move on to Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
I think Gabe Vincent, he was in the rotation a lot last night, but there's a lot left to be desired for Gabe Vincent. I really didn't see much.
What do you mean? There's a lot not to be desired.
There's a lot left to be desired. I think I didn't see much shooting from him. Maybe it's just one. It's one game. It's a one-game sample size.
You didn't see. Okay, yes, you didn't see shooting from him, but defenders do respect him because he does have a shot. You got to remember, he came from the Miami Heat. He was locking up. He was locking up guys really well. I'm not saying he has a Jared Vanderbilt defense, but defenders do respect his shot, and he was actually doing a really good job staying on his man and not blowing any assignments yesterday.
That's very true. That's very true. But at the end of the day,
he does fit better with LeBron and AD.
He does.
D'Angelo Russell fits better with Jackson Hayes.
Yeah. I'm not saying that Gabe Vincent should start.
No.
I don't think any of us are saying that. But, and also, I mean, what I was saying before, I just think that,
20 minutes a game.
20 minutes a game, but also, if he's going to be out there for 20 minutes a game, we need more than just him being a ball handler on the floor. We need more than just that. We need him to be staying with other guys. We need him to be at least taking 5-10 shots a game. 5 to 10, somewhere in the middle.
I see what you're saying. But he's not that guy to take 5 to 10 shots a game. You want him to facilitate your offense. You want him to play make and play pretty good defense. Because he is a better defender than D'Angelo Russell. Save those shots for somebody else. Save it for AD. Let LeBron eat a little bit more. Let D'Angelo Russell. You can pair those two together. You get Gabe Vincent and D'Angelo Russell at the same time. Russell is going to have the ability to shoot better than Gabe Vincent most nights. And then Gabe Vincent, you can put him on the other point guard, because remember, Russell said he has 2 left feet, so I'd rather do that.
And also, I noticed JJ Redick was playing a 3-guard lineup at times last night too. So he was playing.
I had a little bit of Darvin hang out. Don't even get me started about him. We got to just do a podcast about Darvin and sandwich ham.
Hot pockets. But what I'm saying is, if not JJ Redick, if Gabe Vincent is going to be on the floor for 20 minutes, because it opens up the floor for everyone else. If he's scoring, if he's driving, and if he's connecting on his shots, I'm not telling him to be shooting threes out there, but if he's scoring, if he's driving to the basket, if he's doing little things here and there to try to create his own offense, that's going to be tremendous for the team. Then that opens up the floor for AD. Then that opens up the floor for LeBron James and other guys.
Yeah, no, you do have a good point there. If Gabe Vincent can be a little bit of a threat on offense, but let's move from Gabe Vincent though. How about shout out to Jackson Hayes?
Yeah,
Laker fans. Now you know why we didn't sign Dwight Howard. JJ Redick knows exactly how to play Jackson Hayes. He's in the dunker spot. I don't want to say he has Blake Griffin athleticism, but it does resemble the type of athleticism there. So now he's a lob threat. He was grabbing offensive rebounds. He was a really good lob threat. He was running the floor, cutting to the basket. What more do you guys want out of? And he made two free throws in a row.
Exactly.
So what else would you want more from Jackson Hayes?
Honestly, the only thing I would ask from him a little bit more is just, can he create a little bit more of his own offense rather than just lobs? But at the end of the day, that's what they're going to be. That they're going to be setting a place for him. If he can be a lob threat, and also I'm going to shout out his defensive ability last night too,
yeah, he did
because
really
he was
well.
closing out on guys from the corner, and he was really making it difficult for these corner threes and guys out there who are going to spread the floor for other teams. So shout out to Jackson Hayes for having the length. I mean, there was a few times where I think it was in the corner where he altered shots, and it's basically the NBA now is all corner threes. It's basically 60% threes.
Yeah, it is.
It's
a 3-point contest.
It is. So for Jackson Hayes, his ability to close out on those shots, he's not going to be stuck in the post. Where he's going to be situated on the floor is going to be the higher elbows or somewhere along the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way the schemes are now. And so for him to close out on these shots and have the length and the ability to close out and to alter shots, I mean that's going to be huge for the team going forward.
He did close out on that shot though for Dante DiVincenzo. Dante, yeah. Well, he's been bouncing around the league, so I really don't know his name that well. But he did close out that shot where he blocked that 3-pointer from Dante.
Mm-hmm.
If Dante would have made that would have changed the momentum of the game. I don't want to say we would have lost, but it would have got the game a lot closer. I think that was in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter when he made that block.
I want to give credit to Austin Reeves out there, but he was just harassing Edwards out on the perimeter last night. Edwards did get off a bunch of shots, and that's just because of his ability out there. Edwards, you can just tell the trajectory of where he's going to go. I mean, honestly, like this might sound crazy, but Edwards looks like a young Jordan out there, like a Jordan before the championships in the '80s, going against the Larry Birds and the Celtics of the league. Honestly, he just has that vibe of him where he doesn't care. He's going to do what he wants to do on the floor, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Not even the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even Coach Finn.
No. Yeah. No. That coach is going to get fired at some point because they're going to clash.
Yep.
But credit to Austin Reeves for harassing Edwards out there. He made it really difficult for him on some plays. So Austin Reeves was doing his thing. Not much points scored. He had 12, so he was ability. He did some things on the court last night offensively, but most of his job out there was just to cover Anthony Edwards, and he did a really good job doing that.
He did a lot more than that, though. He did play make for LeBron. He had that really nice transition where he actually read the play and he passed LeBron the ball. That's why LeBron got that dunk.
Yeah,
that really nice
his
dunk.
playmaking ability last night was off the hook too.
Hot take, everyone. I think the person that's going to benefit the most out of JJ Redick is going to be Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves looked very. The term is it's not angry, but he looked very focused, and it does look like JJ Redick is pumping more stock into him. Because again, him jumping up and grabbing that rebound over Julius Randle and crashing to the floor.
Yeah,
that told me a lot that Austin Reeves is going to be a Swiss Army knife, and he's going to be able to do really good scoring, above average defense. He really amazed me with his rebounding. I think he was the second on the team with rebounds with 9. He had 9 rebounds and 4 offensive rebounds as a guard.
Yeah.
And then how many assists did this guy have? Okay, he only had 4 assists. That's not that bad.
No, not at all. Not bad at all. But so he was doing a lot of things on the floor last night. Defensively, chasing around Anthony Edwards. He was creating for other guys. Job well done for Austin Reeves. This is going to be a pivotal year for Austin Reeves. Him and Hachimura and Vanderbilt, they all signed contracts at the same time 2 years ago, or last year. Yeah, at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Or sorry,
No,
at the beginning of the offseason last year.
Yeah.
So they're going on to their second year of their contract. For Hachimura, this is going to be a pivotal year for him to sign another contract. I think Austin Reeves has another 1 or 2 years left on his current deal.
Yeah, I think they all signed 4-year contracts. Austin Reeves got 4 years. Hachimura got 4 years. This is a contract year for D'Angelo Russell. There is no player or team option.
Definitely.
He needs to produce, and if he does not produce, he's not going to get the contract that he's looking for. I don't want to say he'll be out of the NBA, but teams will talk him into being a 6-man off the bench.
Yeah, really.
Once you're talked into a 6-man off the bench.
And once you become a 6-man in the NBA, or let's say you were a starter your whole entire career, and then teams talk you into coming off the bench, there is no going forward. It's only going to go backwards for you. So you're not going to be a starter if you're deciding to come off the bench. Teams are going to pivot hold you into that coming off the bench role, and that's going to be it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going. So that's really important for players trying to negotiate their contracts, because a guy like D'Angelo Russell, last night he only had, how many points did D'Lo have? He had 15. Oh no, he had 9. Sorry,
9 points off a horrendous shooting too.
Horrendous.
1 through 7 off 3-pointers. And so that was what? And he was like 3 for 6 off of 2-pointers.
Yeah. We need to see a lot more production offensively. Offensively for him.
He's a scoring guard. He's a scoring guard in a play. He's not a traditional point guard. He's a scoring point guard, and he does have good playmaking. But again, scoring point guard. He needs to score the ball a lot more, and he needs to be more of a threat off the 3-point line. We open up his 3-point shooting. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Rui Hachimura are going to really benefit from him.
How many times last night did we see D'Lo wide open with a wide open 3, and it just clanked off the rim?
3-4 times.
3-4 times. That's unacceptable. Yes, there's going to be times where you miss a shot. That's okay. But if you're left open 3, 4, 5 times in a game, what does that tell you?
Well, let's not beat him up too much, because you got to remember LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they are very well conditioned because they did play the Olympics, so they always did kind of keep their legs under them. We'll just give D'Angelo Russell a pass for the first 5 games, because I don't think he has his legs under him just yet.
Well, he's going to have to get it together soon, instead of dyeing his hair blonde.
Yeah, blonde and having that star in his hair.
Yeah. That was my problem with Kuzma.
Oh, my goodness. That's another thing. D'Angelo Russell, yes, he's a good player, but the way he dresses himself and the way he presents himself, he kind of walks around the locker room like he's the show. He's the man. He's the star, but he doesn't have that star. He has a star cachet, but his play doesn't have the star cachet.
He's very inconsistent when it comes to his production offensively.
He's consistent when it comes to his closet, to his grooming. He's very consistent there. But when it comes to his 3-point shooting, I think we need to say we're going to trade him, and I think he's going to go off again, because trade deadline D'Lo is a real threat.
It all comes back to Game 3 last year versus Denver and what we saw.
Oh, my God.
So if it's going to be like that, then we're going to have to move on from him at some point in the season.
Yeah, but for who though? Who are we gonna really pick up?
That's going to be another podcast in itself.
Yeah, let's save that for next time.
But LeBron did this thing last night. He only had 16 points.
That's good. I like that.
And that's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
I'd rather have that LeBron. He's facilitating. He did expend more energy on defense. He was playing more strict man-on-man defense, and he was setting an example. Haven't you noticed when LeBron wants to play good defense, he can. Yeah. He can't do both anymore. You can't ask almost a 40-year-old man to play exceptional defense with exceptional offense. Now he can only pick one to be great at.
It's not even just one. It's specifically at times So let's say this was a playoff game. This is a game where they had to win or they're going to go home. LeBron could turn it up defensively, and he could shut down most players if he wanted to. There's a few exceptions now in the league where a player can just get by him.
I only say Jokic. Jokic is the only player you can't shut down.
Well, Jokic does it to everybody. That's why.
Well, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Not even Anthony Davis can really stop him.
No one can stop Jokic.
But
he's too big. He's too big and too crafty
Right.
under the rim.
LeBron, at this point, he could still turn it up at points, but it's going to be very seldom where he does this. And it's going to be, look, he's in his 22nd year. We criticize LeBron James for taking plays off during the regular season. And as the season goes on, it's going to be much, much more apparent that he's going to do this to save his body.
Yeah, no, LeBron does need to save his body. Yes, he is still a superstar. Yes, he is still top 3 on any given night. But we don't need that LeBron to be top 3 every night to be successful. What we need is Anthony Davis to show us why he's a top 5 NBA player defensively and offensively. And with the other guys doing their job, like Austin Reeves, the first man that needs to do their job immediately for the other guys, it's going to have to be either Austin Reeves in order, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura. Everyone else just needs to chip in the most they can. Those 3 guys are very pivotal.
It's going to be, sorry to cut you off, but it's going to be pivotal for those 3 guys to be in double digits.
And we're just asking for one of them to be double digits. Yeah. We're asking like a Rui Hachimura to score like last night. He scored 18. Austin Reeves gave you 12. D'Angelo Russell gave you 9. And we beat a team that went to the Western Conference Finals, and they did dethrone the champions last year.
Yeah, so it's very doable for them. I think all 3 of them should be in double digits with exactly what we saw last night. Maybe a lot more production from D'Angelo Russell, but with the 12, the 15, the 11 points, if those guys can give you that consistently every single night, the Lakers are going to have a great shot at winning ball games this year.
Oh no, especially if Minnesota keeps putting in Joe Ingles. I don't know if any of you guys know who Joe Ingles is. But
it looks like you on the court.
Yeah, when I saw him come on the court, my eyes lit up and was like, just take him one-on-one. Anyone, just whoever offense on Joe Ingles, whoever he's guarded, give him the ball, get out of the way, and let him score. He looked like he was tired just getting off the bench, taking the towel off his lap.
They should have put Bronny on him.
Yeah, they should have. But let's move forward. I know Laker Nation's really waiting for this one. So tell me the differences that you see, Mike, on JJ Redick versus Mr. Pockets.
Well, I think one thing specifically.
We finally got a timeout before we lost the lead.
Yes.
Well, we finally. I'm sorry, I got to cut you off. This is where I get real passionate. We finally, when Minnesota was getting momentum and they were coming back in the game, if it was Darvin Ham last night, he would have waited for Minnesota to have all the momentum, gain a double-digit lead, then call a timeout. And then on top of that, he is not making any in-game adjustments whatsoever. That is why we lost to Denver, 10, 12 times? Still 12 times in a row, guys, thinking Rui Hachimura, no disrespect on him, he's a very strong and good post defensive player. He thought that Rui Hachimura will be able to take Jokic one-on-one down low and have Anthony Davis as the roamer. In theory, yes, that works great, but when you lose 12 times in a row, maybe you should switch up your adjustments and say, hey, this ain't working. What else can we do? What did you notice, Mike, about J.J. Redick versus Mr. Pockets?
Oh, just the activity off the bench. He's not standing there.
Oh, my God. J.J. Redick, he looked like he wanted to play the game.
Yeah, he was ready to go out there.
Right.
Yeah, he was up in guys' face. He was yelling at the refs. He was pacing, walking up and down the sideline. He was being a coach. He was coaching the players.
Remember when Rui Hachimura got fouled and it was a no call on garbage minutes and J.J. Redick was clapping at the referee saying, "Where the hell is the foul? Come on, give my guy the foul." And it's garbage minutes, folks. I'm telling you right now, it gives me Pat Riley vibes on how JJ Redick is going to be.
Yeah. Just the activity and honestly, the fact that we ran our offense through Anthony Davis last night.
Oh, that was nice.
That was just, chef's kiss.
Refreshing.
That was just everything that we wanted to see from not only Anthony Davis, but from the coaching staff the last few years. He dominated Timberwolves last night. I told you this last night, he made Rudy Gobert look like Kwame Brown.
Yeah, he did. He did make Rudy Gobert look like Kwame Brown. Rudy Gobert, he can't really catch the ball down low. He doesn't have a post move. When he does have a post move, he can't do it twice in a row. He can't shoot a jump shot. He can't shoot from the 3-point line. Anthony Davis proved to everyone, but he's really not that good a defender.
Dude, did you see the swat?
Yes, I saw the swat. I was clapping and cheering when I saw the swat. But Rudy Gobert, he just looked, yes, he's a good defensive player. If I was 7 foot with his wingspan, I would be a decent defensive player too. But he don't deserve no four-time defensive players.
It is a shame. It is highway robbery that Rudy Gobert has had multiple Defensive Players of the Year awards and Anthony Davis has 0. Last night,
it's not highway robbery. That's called getting robbed without a gun.
Yeah,
that's what that's called. And Anthony Davis made a point. He said immediately after the game, that's what defensive players, a defensive of the player of the year is supposed to look like. And Anthony Davis is proving to all of us that he is by far minimal top 2 defensive player of the whole NBA. I can't really name anyone better. Yeah, sure, you have Wemby, but come on, if you have Wemby with that length, that kind of wingspan, you better block shots.
Yeah.
You better be able to protect the rim. He's not even that good. They only play Wemby for 25 minutes a game and everyone's on him saying that he's a really good defender when he's only able to play 25 minutes a game. You can stick Anthony Davis out there easily 40 minutes a game.
Dude, game on the line. You take all the elite centers in the NBA. You're talking Rudy Gobert, you're talking Joel Embiid, you're talking, well, it will exclude Jokic from this because Jokic is
not a defensive player.
But all the elite big men in the NBA, we'll exclude Jokic from this.
Okay.
You take all the other guys, Wemby, Joel Embiid, Rudy Gobert. Who else am I forgetting?
You got Bam Adebayo. Rudy Gobert. Yeah, okay. Defensively, okay.
All together. Take those 4 guys.
Giannis, you have to say Giannis.
Okay,
Giannis is
5 guys.
Conversation.
You take those 5 guys right now, and the game is on the line. Who do you trust more than Anthony Davis?
No.
Nobody.
I'll tell you why. Okay, AD in the block. You're going to get a block. That's why they call it the block when he's down there. Second of all, AD can guard 5, the 4, the 3, the 2,
oh my
the
God.
1.
Yes. You saw it during the playoffs 2 years ago against Golden State.
Oh, yeah, he was guarding Stephen Curry.
Out in the perimeter.
Yes.
And it wasn't like Steph Curry drove into the lane. It was a sequence. I think it was game 4 or game 3, whatever it was, that Curry had the ball with the game on the line.
Game 5,
whatever it was.
Game 5.
So Curry had the
Lonnie Walker
game on the line.
The Lonnie Walker game.
Yeah. It was, the Warriors were, pretty much set to win the game with Curry with the ball. Who's defending Steph Curry out the perimeter? It's Anthony Davis. He either altered his shot or he blocked his shot, but it was enough where Steph Curry couldn't get a comfortable shot.
Yeah, I'd say no, Anthony Davis. And he like you were saying. I'm just going to piggyback off what you said. You can put Anthony Davis in the perimeter. Yes, I couldn't sleep that night. Yes, Jamal Murray hit that Game 2 winner over Anthony Davis, but that, if memory recalls, I have trauma still, Laker fans. I don't know if we came out of a timeout. I kind of forget. What do you remember from that game shot?
I erased that from my memory.
Yeah, but it was I don't think it was a set play. It was a broken play, and Anthony Davis almost got the ball from Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
And if Jamal Murray didn't hit that shot, I would say we could have won a couple more games.
Oh, my God.
But
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, I don't know how that type of a player does not have at least one defensive player. Marc Gasol has a defensive player of the year, and he's not really even that great a defender.
No, not at all.
Especially compared to Anthony Davis.
That was just during a time where the league defensive center didn't exist.
No, you had Dwight Howard still.
Dwight Howard, but he wasn't Dwight Howard like in Orlando.
No.
But Rob, we're getting off topic here.
Yeah,
but
let's-
Anthony Davis completely dominated the game last night, and for Laker fans, this is exactly what we've been wanting to see. Not only from himself, but from the coaching staff, trusting Anthony Davis to pretty much have us on his back and carry the day. And I think this is going to be the year that we see it, because I think this is, one, it's going to preserve LeBron for him to take a step back. Two, I think Anthony Davis is hungry because he has not had that Defensive Player of the Year accolation.
Nope.
People have been mocking him for years about him being glass hand and injury prone. This is going to be the catalyst for Anthony Davis, not only to win Defensive Player of the Year, but he's going to be in the MVP consideration.
Yeah, no, Anthony Davis, I think he's gonna make tremendous strides. He's gonna make tremendous strides, and he is gonna carry this Laker team on his back.
Yeah.
And I want to say, do you think we're a 50-win team right now?
I was just going to ask you this. Based on what you see last night, I do think, yes, I think we're a 50-plus win team. Honestly, I think this team can win 52, 53, 55 games.
I'm going to say this team is going to find success really fast because JJ Redick knows the game of basketball. As maybe I didn't say this, but I noticed that they're running a lot more offensive schemes out there. I noticed that these players are willing to play for JJ Redick. They're going to have their ups, they're going to have their downs, but I say 50 to 55 wins this year.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think too. We're not going to be a playing team.
No.
If we're healthy, if AD can stay healthy, LeBron can stay healthy, and all the other role players can stay healthy on this team, I think we're a number 2, number 3 seed in the Western Conference.
I say number 4.
Number 4. It's
Number
possible.
4. You got really good teams out there that reloaded. You got OKC reloaded.
They reloaded, but look at the standings last year. We could probably pull it up last year.
Yeah. Last year.
It's okay. But look at the standings last year.
OKC was number 1.
I think they had. Let me scoop it up real quick.
No, Denver was number 2. The number 3 seed, that was Minnesota. Minnesota was the number 3 seed. The 4th seed, I forget who the hell the 4th seed was. But obviously we were the 7th, and then the 8th seed were...
So, number 1 was Oklahoma City with 57 wins.
Yep.
There was a tie basically between Oklahoma and Denver with 57 wins. Then you had Minnesota, the Clippers.
Wow.
The Clippers were the 4th seed with 51 wins.
Yeah. Clippers are Laker Nation. Just to let you know, the Clippers are not going to make the play-in when Kawhi Leonard is this hurt. Can't even start the season. He's out indefinitely, and you got to rely on an old fat James Harden. It's over for you guys.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team this year.
No, they're not going to be a playoff team. They have pieces, but they don't have the man anymore. But who else?
Let's go back into
Who's the number 5?
The number 5 seed in the Western Conference was the team that went to the finals last year. It was Dallas. They had 50 wins.
Dallas is a good team. Don't get me wrong, but they're going to have to really rely on Luka to have Luka magic every night. Kyrie's a hell of a player. Don't get me wrong, but something just tells me Luka has to go off for 35 to 37 points a game just to win about 5 to 7 points.
Yeah.
Kyrie's going to have to be Kyrie. And it's kind of like an Allen Iverson 2000-2001 season where AI was the offense. He was the system. And then you just had defensive guys around him to carry him.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But who was the number 6 seed?
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go back into it. You had Phoenix and then the Lakers. So what I'm trying to say here is the Lakers, if they stay healthy, they could be a 50, 51, 52, 55 win team. Anywhere between 50 and 55.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they are a 55 win team, they could be a 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah.
Because look at the way things were handled last year. All the Western Conference teams beat up on each other.
Right.
Normally, you would have the number 1 seed would be a 60-plus win team.
Right.
That was back when Kobe was playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, it's so the West is so stacked.
Yeah.
So all the teams are going to be beating up on each other. So if the Lakers could win 53, 54, 55 wins, that's going to be a number 2 or 3 seed in the Western Conference.
Right.
So, and I can't see anything else besides the way it went last year. You know, I can't see a team running away with the number 1 seed.
No. There's
know?
going to be no team.
I think, Denver's going to be there. Oklahoma City's going to be there. And I think it's us, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I want to say, yeah. I think I'll agree with you. I think we're going to be in the top seeding, and we'll probably have home court advantage for sure. If we have home court advantage, at least round 1, round 2, it depends on the matchup we play, and we got to see what trades we're going to make during the trade deadline. I think we're just one consistent big man away, just a banger, somebody to grab rebounds, putbacks, like an upgrade from Jackson Hayes. But if Jackson Hayes can play like this, I think we already have him on the team.
But we do need somebody else that we can rely on to pretty much be a presence inside the paint, to grab rebounds, to box out. We need somebody like that. So, but the Lakers roster does not allow for that right now. So they're going to have to make some adjustments to clear up some room with money and a spot if we're going to bring somebody in. But that's why we pay Linka,
Genie Bus.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention too, we should do a whole podcast on this because Genie Bus and the way the whole taxes work in the NBA now, they're really pigeonholed with how much money they can spend.
Yeah.
And I really think that the team doesn't want to go over a certain amount in their threshold because the way taxes work in the NBA is you have the second apron and the first apron. If they go over a certain amount, they're going to pay a buttload in taxes, and the team just can't afford that. Not the team, Jeannie Buss. She can't afford that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with the money that they have and how they can clear up cap space. And but yeah. This was fun, John.
Yeah, we should do this again. Let's do this again let's do this again next Saturday. Let's do another podcast after the Laker game too.
All right, sounds good, everybody. Friday, we have the Lakers are playing Phoenix. This is going to be a very busy night in the sports land in LA. Thursday too, the Rams play against the Vikings. Then on Friday, the Lakers play Phoenix, and then it's Game 1 of the World Series versus the Yankees. So LA fans definitely tune into those games. All right, everybody. I'm Mike Andrade, and let's go Lakers.
Let's go Lakers.